nice day today, but I am in a real screaming hurry. I was going to do another video because I've got another opal somewhere with Riley Guns name all over it. It's this guy here. I'm pretty certain there's potential in it. And I was going to edit down a video, do all the things, but I thought, you know what, I'll just go live. If anyone wants to see it, it's fine. But I don't have a lot of time, so basically you can see the live stream if you want to, or you can watch it later, or just upload it later. So that is my thought on the issue. So if you want to see it, go right ahead. Click on this. Now, whilst we're doing this as well, we've got another couple of opals. I thought I may as well sort them out whilst we're here. It's really quite a... It'll be a short stream, but you can see this one. I bought these rubs from... I will say it'll be the Sadawi clan somehow. It will be one of the sites from the Sadawis. And you can see here that this one's got cracks all through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut along the cracks. This one here, beautiful little opal. And this one's cracked. I'm just going to find where the crack is. Yep, right across the middle. So I'm just going to zoom right in. Right across the middle, there's a crack. Actually, I'll flip the thing around. So I'll cut that one in half as well. So I've got two relatively nice opals. This one's been polished. And I just think it'll even break. Oh, I broke it. There you go. Yeah. So I was going to cut it. Well, that's half of the job done, isn't it? Oh, that's good. Actually, I'll flip this around so you can see what I'm seeing. Flip around. Move this over to here so you can actually see it. I'll zoom in a bit. Whoop, whoop. Doing them on the fly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this up here so you can see. Now you can see where the colour bar is. So what I need to do for this particular gem is to just re-angle it a little bit. So I need to just carve the bottom part here away a bit, and then carve a bit of the top here away. And that way we will get into the epic parts of it. There's another bit of crack. Shall we try again? It's not going to crack this time. No. Or did it? Yeah, it did. It cracked. Did it crack in the right place? Oh man, this is a troubled gem, isn't it? I was expecting it to break a bit, but not like that. Wow. I'll make these. These are still not to be written off. Like you noticed, I actually got these gems and put them in aside because I knew they had issues. So what I'll do is I will... Oh, that's going to break again. Yep, broke again. So I'm going to put this one in these bits in my fragments jar. Everyone should have a fragments jar. I've got two largish pieces to work with here. Maybe I'll just quickly do these whilst we're dealing with it. I think I'm just going to quickly look outside of that. And I think we may have to, crack in the heavy artillery. Hopefully in these lighting conditions, this laser will work. Lasers are really good for picking up cracks. I wonder if I have to zoom out a bit though. Let's see. Nearly. Zoom out a bit. Have we got it? No, zoom it. I can move it over a bit. How are we now? No, zoom out a bit. No, zoom out. There we go. Now, look at that bit. Hand behind for a second. There we go. So I'll look over here. You can struggle to see it, but I don't need to worry about that kind of rubbish. I can just go and look at myself. So as far as I can tell, I'm worried about this section here, but I can't see any evidence of further cracking. There is definitely evidence here of further cracking, sadly to say. In similar position to the other one. So what I'll do is I will do a preemptive strike on this. Basically what I need to do, just so that you know, is cut across there like that, and then cut across there like that. And hopefully if I do it gently enough, we're going to avoid any further cracking. It's going to be a small stone, but at least it's going to be a stone. So let's get that one done right now. turn this off, we don't need it anymore. So, cutting across here. It's a beautiful stone to be so cracked. Tough cut to make too. I think there's a flaw just underneath it. So, I don't know, maybe that should go in a chip jar. Okay, so that's looking good now. I'll just carve across the top bit here, and hopefully that's all we need to do. There it goes. Now, gently, gently, gently. Thing is not for a brutal instrument like the Dremel. Now that the pieces have been cut off, that's all we have left. I'm going to very carefully cut that with the sandpaper, I think. So I'm putting that where I'll put it. I'll put it aside. This piece here, I think, has had all that needs done. Just going to check it with. No, I'm not. Going to very gently just bring this in. So there is a possibility, if you have a look over here, don't know if you can see that, but there's actually something potentially running right underneath the face of the gem. So, interesting question. Oh, hello, two people. I just did some AI, Don. Wrote a letter to a prospective employer, a fake one of course. Also did something explaining some stuff. It was amazing. Kind of scary, but also there are hallmarks of what the AI are doing. So it's a technology that will mature over time. Anyway, what you missed out on was basically there was an opal with cracks in it if you go back. And you watched it disintegrate. This guy disintegrated in front of your very eyes. It started off as a completed opal. It just disintegrated. So this piece, I've just cut it and trimmed it. I just cut it and I trimmed it, and it's going to be cut with something a little bit more gentle than a Dremel tool. The next one I'm going to do, this is a fast one. This guy here has got a similar cracking issue. You can just see the crack running along here and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut along those cracks, get rid of them. I agree that AI will have its uses. I don't think we can just say AI will replace everything. It won't. But for example, I've been using AI to train satellite models for the better part of a decade. And so I'm very comfortable with the technology. There are things it can do really well. There are things it can't do quite as well. So basically, society will shift to accommodate that. But, you know, it's going to be it's interesting times we live in. see where the crack is now. Was that Tom Scott video talking about where along the curve he thought we were? Is that the video you were talking about? I think there's just a crack going across here, so I'm going to cut it there. So because these are already cracked, I am reticent to use, that goes in the chip jar. Because these are already cracked, I am not going to be using the Dremel. I think it's just too risky. So these will be either dopped or they'll just be hand sanded. But I've got them all ready to go. That'll be an interesting long-term project, I reckon. Now, where is this other opal? Turn that off. Alright, so here we have the main event. Now, I actually talked to Riley about this one. I said, how far do you reckon that sand extends? And he goes, he said he thought it was pretty far. So we'll just have a look with the torch, see what we're dealing with. Cool. So, do we have enough light to deal with this? Not really. I'm going to have to use secondary effects which you're not going to be able to see. Okay, so it lights up around the sand there. Come on, let's see what we can see behind there. Go away light, we need to have a bit of dark here for this. Can we get, okay, so it lights up to that far. So let's light it up there. Let's light it up there. Right. So we can light up through there from where, okay, it's possible that there is actually a lens of, it's possible that there's a lens of sand running through here, but the light is not good. So we'll see how good my modeling is. And by the way, let me see. Just so you know, Don, if you want to know how to use AI with Opal, this is what I'm considering. This is a light meter. And what I'll be doing, I've got a few pieces of equipment which are lying around here. I'm literally building it. And, oh, lizard, hang on. Hey, buddy. How you doing? See ya. A bit of fun. Yeah, I'll be using a similar, just a regression model, which basically AI is. I'll be using a regression model to try and find out, you know, the properties of the opal using the light meters and laser in various frequencies. I've already gotten the schematics sorted out in my head at any rate, and I've gotten the materials together, so I kind of know what I'm doing. It's just a case of assembling it. Okay, so what have we got? Is that still on? No. Good. Let's get this thing ticking along, and we'll cut along this sand lens, and we'll see how good it is. No, not too. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was the one. What was I thinking? The problem is we're talking about early adopters taking on the technology. We're seeing the early adopters actually taking it on now. So that means that we're on the bottom of the slope, I think. My daughter, believe it or not, she just used AI to write her cover letter for the CV. And it got her a job. And there are people who are starting to do that. And we were just messing around with the technology ourselves. But realistically, the AI you're talking about there, it's not that difficult. Basically, you do a Google search on something, on a topic, prioritize those topic, what you get out of the Google, and then you can also write according to grammatical rules, which have also been AI derived. So it sounds really highfalutin, but when you break it down into the steps of how the AI derive it, it's not that difficult and relatively simple. Like, I think that we're going to see a lot more complicated AI going on. This is just regression modeling at the moment. The experiment is basically, what I would like to do is I would like to map out the sand within the opal. Now, I don't know if it's even possible, but the best way I think I can do it is essentially to take apart a printer or a couple. You'll see that 90% of the equipment I use here is printer parts. Uses printer parts. And so what I'll be doing with that is I'll be using cogs and wheels to make sure that I precisely move, for example, this opal, half a centimetre to the left, then scan it, then half a centimetre to the left again and scan it. And then wherever that light meter is, it'll give me a calibrated output of light. So however bright that light is in, for example, blue, when the opal's in this position, how bright the light is when the opal's in this position, how bright the light is when the opal's in this position. Just keep collecting data. You'll actually be able to use that to do a 3D map of the opal. Yeah, okay, so I reckon ground penetrating radar has probably got a good chance because we already use that for soil and geological features. So, but I don't happen to have like ground penetrating radar on me, and I'm not going to take the emitter out of the microwave. I think that's probably a bit of overkill, and I'm literally, it might overkill me. Let's cut this one in and see how the laser did. Got good textural analysis, just like the opals you go. That's sand. And that's right, the laser said that the sand didn't go that far. Have a look, the laser didn't lie. Really good question. If you use microwaves are tiny. Yeah, I know not enough about radar too. Do they use? I know that waves were developed from radar, but what is the frequency? What is the wavelength of radar? I don't know. I suppose we have Google to figure that one out. Maybe we'll get an AI to write an essay on it. Okay, so let's see if this particular piece of sand extends deeper. A little bit. Especially considering, the clue is in hydrated silica, isn't it? Microwaves almost specifically deal with hydrogen ions and water. So I reckon there might be a little bit of damage done. Having said that, I actually have put an opal in a microwave with some salt solution just because allegedly that would help dissolve opal a bit. Didn't dissolve the opal, in case you're wondering. Okay, so that's that done. What I'm going to do, that seems to have pretty much dealt with all of the sand, except for maybe that bit there. There's a line here. I'm going to cut along that line, see what that does. There are pieces flying everywhere. Yeah, and the wavelength would only be like, I suppose, go to a junkyard and CRT. The wavelength would only be the size of a tube. So you need to find a tube which is about a fifth of the width of the stone, I suppose. And then you'd have to use the distance from the stone to manage the return. Am I making sense? Or am I just talking technobabble? I should write a script for Star Trek rather than actually do real science. Good point. We'll try frequencies that don't kill us first. We'll try the light, see what happens there. How about that? Cut along here. There's some more sounds here, allegedly. Right, that seems to be an awful lot of the sand actually dealt with in this stone. Other than this piece here, I'll cut that out. But what I'll do now, just have a quick look at the stone under a natural light. Right, here we go. I'm just going to try and rotate it until we see something. There it is. Can you see that? Pretty spectacular when you see it in real life. But there's the colour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's just try and preserve this face here. See what happens. Yeah, you can see a natural crack happening here. So I'll cut along that natural crack. I'm going to lubricate this. It's just smashing it up. Where's my soap? A little bar of soap here. I didn't expect it to be so delicate. Turn that off so that we can hear ourselves sing. There should be some soap around here somewhere. Not too far away. If worst comes to worst, I'm just going to go in and grab some detergent from the sink. Where did I put the soap? They always said that dropping the soap was a problem, didn't they? Alright, I will return briefly with some soap. Talk amongst yourself. Alright, I'm back. Look what I found. I found some car wash. That's going straight onto the opal. And onto the blade. Hopefully that will limit some of the nasties that are going on here. Okay, let's see how we go. It'll also mean that the stone slips out of my hand, which is a bit troublesome, but it's better. Yeah. Still still chipping like crazy. Is it the day of the fracture, you reckon? Yeah. I'm inclined to agree with you, Don. You should see the bits of opal flying off here. Makes me wish I'd invested that extra $10 in a speed control Dremel. Oh, for the love of Mike. I have a water thing. There we go, better than nothing. Yeah. Way ahead of you, mate. If you have a look over here, I ripped an old potentiometer off a yeah, don't tell my girlfriend, but council cleanups are a supply of huge numbers of parts that I use for my opals. Just let me try and get this thing done. I'll do it the proper way. You can do it. You know, when I'm doing this on my own, the water flows in seconds. When you do it on a live stream, it decides that it's going to have properties that are more inclined with antimatter or something. Oh no, this is a highly physically demanding substance. It's not a simple fluid. Right, let's try that again. I filled it up with more water, giving it more head, as they say. Don't blame me for the language. Are you going to go now? Good on you. How's that for an idea? Actual working water. Get it so that it goes to the right spot. A little bit of a nuisance, but hey, keep up with this. That'll work. Just going on to the at the end of all that wasn't so bad. But not at the moment. Because I've set up the water supply, yeah, I know. I forgot about the mask, so that was very naughty of me. You're right. No, like when you got water, it's not a problem. But when you're cutting dry, and I've been cutting with water in sort of a fashion for quite some time, so I keep forgetting about the mask. But I need to, like, you know, being alive is good. So that bit's good. Yeah, I tend to work in the justice system, and they've still got COVID masks, which is thoroughly inappropriate for COVID, but really good for industrial applications. I'll show you. They're the 3M particulate mask, those guys. Very good. I'm putting it on now, so you don't have to worry about me. That's the fragment. I think I can see some little pieces in there. I'll just give it a quick trim. Right. we've got some lovely opal just sitting underneath the surface there. What I'll do is I will actually finish this off on the sandpaper, because you should see how many chips are just shedding. So I'm putting it all aside. The Dremel is good for getting the most of it done, but like once we start getting to the fine detail, leave the silica dust behind. Oh yeah, I also have a spray that I spray the whole place down with. It's a good question though. Check that out. I think, Don, it's not just the fact that I might be killing myself with the dust, but if you're doing it on YouTube, maybe you should be setting an example. So you're right. Okay, I'll end this debate for you. I'll show you my sandpaper, just so that you can see. I set up the nozzle so that it just drips the tiniest amount, like that. That doesn't spray at all. What I've done is I've been trying for quite some time to get the same kind of arrangement happening here, and for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out. So that's why you're getting what we're getting at the moment. That's why the spray's going everywhere. Oh, there's plenty of good stuff out there. When you think about it, electrons don't discriminate. That's what I want to do, but this is gravity fed from a bottle. Actually, I'll show you whilst we're here. There's the two tubes there. One comes from there, and this current one is coming from here. It'll be gone in like maybe half an hour. Entirely determined by gravity, so what I have to do is I have to restrict the tube at the top here. So what I do to do that is I angle it down, and I literally use some dopping wax to actually make a shape which will actually point the drop downwards, and then because you can shape the wax any way you like, you can actually make the hole any size you like. So you have to put it onto an attachment like this. And this attachment, I tried, it just failed. So bear with me on that one. But anodes and cathodes are racist, you know that. Oh, what a burn that was, eh? An electrical burn. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I found all my stuff on the side of the road. I think it's a good idea to actually buy the stuff you need. What a concept, eh? Buy the stuff you need, and that will, allow you to tailor it. Yeah, post a picture. As a matter of fact, you do videos, don't you? Post a video, and I'll watch it and like it. I will eventually, when I've set this one up, I'll actually do the setup. This looked better a little while ago. isn't the way. You think, I'll just do a quick video, everything goes wrong, and then you end up getting schooled on safety. Okay, I'm setting this fragment aside now. I can see a crack in there, but I might get, when I do it on the sandpaper. Oh, yeah, thought so. Oh, the 53 Frogs parcels, yeah. Just so you know, I was expecting that. What I will do though, because it's actually partially to do with the saw, I'll actually move these aside as well, and I will finish them off on the 1000 grit sandpaper. That will be a lot gentler. I could see it when I was looking at the opal. This particular opal is a good opal, and I'm not complaining about what 53 Frogs has done. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's because people, I don't know, maybe people just go and they buy the opals, they have a go for maybe 2 or 3 months, and then they give up. So they never get the general idea of what a good opal is or what's not a good opal. So when you're looking at 53 Frogs, the site, they essentially, whether you're looking at a good opal or not is random. So you can get away with buying some pretty decent material. I can remember watching an opal with an auction with Riley, and I was actually talking to him during the auction. I don't know what was going on, but some dop sticks were going for $120. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to carve through there and see if I can get another stone. Then we're going to have some fun. I've got some knobbies. Get in there. Right. Don't worry, no one will miss that bit. Do you reckon this cutting technique will catch on? If you have a look here, just briefly, there's a dark patch in the middle, which is kind of like that lightning rich dark stuff, if you've ever seen that. Which means if there's any opal on the other side here, I've got hopes that it'll actually bring out the colour. Let's have a look at this piece. Okay, what I'm thinking of doing, this guy and this guy, I will turn them both into, I'll try for drop with this guy, but it might end up just becoming a cab. This guy, straight out cab, you can sort of see the bones of the cab there. So what I'll do is I'll turn that into a cab really quickly, move it to the sandpaper, and then see what colours emerge from it. So I suspect there's something deep within the guts of this. Drop first. Colour right there. see if I can get that to happen again. Just in there, there's a nice bit of blue. Yeah, you can start to see it coming out, even with my terrible camera work. There's that little bit of blue just there. That is blue. Yeah, so my advice is, if you see Riley Gunn, Cooper Beattie, just bid $1 and hope for the best. You'll end up having fun. Water's running down my hand. Yeah. Well, I've been buying my old opal. Oh, not buying. My old opal. And because I'm so much better than when I first started, there's so many things. So ladies and gentlemen, the game plan here is, just so that you know, I have no idea where on this stone the colour actually is, so I'll just preserve the stone and then start to polish it up. And then as we know where the colour is, I'll start to define what the shape will be. Just getting everything squared up is probably what I'm going to do now. Just so you know, I'll be finishing this live stream in maybe 5-10 minutes because I've got places to be. And then I'll finish up the stones. You can see them probably in a day or two. Yeah, I know who you mean. I think Justin started us all off, and then we found Riley. Okay, this is going on to the sandpaper eventually. I'll dop it and put it on sandpaper. But basically, it looks like it wants to be a drop, doesn't it? Speaking of mosaics, that might come off. But I'll do that with the sandpaper. It just pretty much became a drop. I didn't ask it to become a drop, it just did it. So that's going away. I'll do the other one as a cab, allegedly. And then I will go, I've got some things to do today, and I'll come back and I'll do it in the night. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to work on that. I'll find some good software that really shows up what's going on here. It was the cracking, by the way. I think that will go away, that sand there. Crack. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! Riley, you legend. It's like, I can't remember, under I did see that comment about the highlights being blown away, bloody da. Yeah, I get you. But I think that we're an opal community, really, and we all have fun. So I've seen Roy commenting on some of my stuff, Roy from Roy's Rocks, and Phil from the Opal Mills. He'll come on every now and then and just, he's not too proud to do anything, you know. No, I think that it's fun to cut as a community, Don. I'd encourage you to do it. I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everyone's a show pony, I don't think. But put it this way, if I saw a video by you, Don, if I saw a video by you, Don, I wouldn't be sitting there judging you pretty harshly, you know. I mean, that's a pot calling the kettle black anyway. So I'm being really cautious. Just saw the message come up. I won't judge you anyway, but yeah, I'm just being cautious here because there is some nice colour there, but there's also some cracking. You can see it just coming through there. I think I've also got some water splashed on the screen. So there's a lot going on here. What I'll do is I'll do the same thing I did with the other one. Just cut it to shape, and then later on I'll do the sanding. Okay, look at that. That crack is extending. It's getting really bad. So I'll keep going. Pretend that nothing's happening. That sand is only shallow. I'll just try and dig it out. Roy from Roy's Rocks advises not to do this, so I'm not sure whether you should close your eyes or not. Okay, that worked out. Okay, well I'll be shutting this down soon anyway, Ruby Toad. Have fun cutting. Oh, nice little black piece. I think it's sand. Ooh. No wonder the stone's cracking. Oh, laughing so hard, tears running down my leg. Right, yeah, no wonder this stone was under pressure because of this little chunk of sand right in the middle. So I'll just get this done, I'll carve it up. Kaboom! Yeah, well, Cooper Pedy isn't much far behind Minterby as far as fragility. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice through roughly like that. That'll be the last thing I do. You can see that there's sand here, there's sand here, there's sand here. So I'll just join the dots, slice through it. Missed. That wasn't at all disturbing watching that giant chunk fly away. I'll pick them up later. But it wasn't exactly gratifying to watch. Right, there's enough to work with here. But what I will be doing is quickly carving. Okay, there's still some cracking here, but that'll be alright. This will be the last cut, I think. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like at the end. I'll get that dopped up. There are a lot of cracks, but I think we can deal with that. I've got some relatives who are sending out search parties now, so I better go. But it's been fun cutting with you. It's actually been a great live stream. Very lively. Thank you for contributing, okay? All right, if you're hearing that buzz, that's people texting me because, you know, I'm professional and stuff. If you have a quick look over here, there's all the opal that we will be dopping up later on. And just say a quick goodbye to the birds. Goodbye, Pony. Goodbye, Loki. Yeah. Goodbye, Max. Of course. All right, see you guys. Live stream over.